Hi, we're still over here at Spill the Bean, and we've had to add somebody to this program because we were sitting back talking about plays and movies and all of this good stuff. And we just happen to have Mary Joyce here with us now because she wants to sit back and do a partnership with Mr. Brown to show some of his movies and plays and different things to the community so that we could, they want a network. And so she's here to tell about what she's doing, how she's going to do it for the neighborhood and for the community. Mary Joyce,
hi.
Introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Mary Joyce, and I'm a long time West Sider. I just want to applaud him. I really do. What I wanted to do is I want to bring like cultural things of our people, and I wanted to have like movie nights where I'm gonna set up like a movie theater with the popcorn machine, the steam hot dog machine, the movie screen, the projector, just like we're at a show. And so I wanted to put on different movies pertaining to our culture.
All right.
About where we came from, like Kush, Africa.
Yeah.
I want to educate our people that we are the power source, that we are the ones that had the first libraries, the first castle, and all that, and how the Romans came and they learned from our people. So I just want to educate our people, our youth, our community and families.
Is this going to be just for youth, or is this for the
This is going to
adults?
be for families,
okay.
Right, because the reason I'm doing families because I see a problem in our neighborhoods where families are...
The parents don't even know, so how do they teach the children? Okay.
Exactly, and then that you don't even know your neighbor next door name, and y'all been staying next door. So I want to bring community together, and I want to educate our people of who we are. And so that's why I would love for
Mr.
him,
Brown?
Yes,
Mr.
to
Brown.
bring his plays and movies that I would be able to show them to the community. So that's what I want. I want to uplift my people.
Absolutely.
So, Mr. Brown, do you think you can help this sister who wants to get out some of this information?
Absolutely, absolutely. I wrote some children's plays. I wrote a play called The Little Scoundrels. Okay, it's an offshoot from The Little Rascals, but it's The Little Scoundrels.
Okay.
And I've produced it, so it's already ready to go. You can have your family night on that, you know. Yes, I'm all for it.
Because I found that a lot of youth, they've never been to a play, because a lot of times parents just can't afford it because it's so expensive. So I want it to be where we could come together, eat together, and have good family fun together.
Right, and create together for the youth.
Yeah.
Give them something that they can show themselves as, I can do this.
Yeah.
I can do this.
And the parents.
Yeah.
The parents, because a lot of times the parents may not even know
Right.
what the history is and how it is.
Oh, absolutely.
So it is
absolutely.
It's a family affair.
It's a family affair. Absolutely a family affair.
And maybe he'll help get some children.
I will. Ain't no maybe.
Produce a play. Show them how to put on a play.
Yes.
The Little Rascals.
The Little Scoundrels.
All right.
The Little Scoundrels.
Yes.
And I have another one I call Just Our House.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Now, what is Just Our House?
It's just our house. It's the same old house that you talked about.
So it's a musical.
No, it's a play.
Do you do musicals?
Yes, I wrote a musical too called The Mad Producer.
Okay.
Yes, dedicated it to Curtis Mayfield.
Wow.
Yes.
Cabrini Green.
Cabrini Green. And all of them been produced now. All of them been produced on the West Side.
That's what I'm talking about.
Now, Mary Joyce, your production, is that basically going to be on the West Side? Are you expanded to the South Side?
Well, I'm not starting till May, but already I've been invited to come on the south side.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, already.
So you have, so the places that you have, like he was saying, he was basically using park districts and different
Right,
auditoriums.
that's right.
Is that what you're going to be
Yes,
doing too?
the Park District Pop Course. I already got the okay to do Pop Court, West Side Health Authority's Pop Court. I want to do La Follette Park, Columbus Park, Garfield Park, every park in the city.
Absolutely.
Right, everywhere they'll let me come. That's why I
They
will be.
shouldn't. I don't see no reason why they shouldn't let you come.
Right.
Tell me one.
Yes, and we're gonna have hot dogs like that. We're gonna have everything that the show has.
So do you need donations, or how are you going to come about all this?
Well, I meet with some people tomorrow, so I'm praying the grace of God that they fund me. So I meet with them tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
Yes, because the equipment, I need equipment.
Now, Mary Joyce also, she helps people. There were some young ladies that needed to have certain things for proms that couldn't afford it, and she reached out to the community and got prom dresses and shoes and everything that they needed to sit back and help some of these young ladies to go to their proms and all of these wonderful things.
That's beautiful.
She has helped some of the homeless people to get clothing and different things. So she's been working in the neighborhood and the community for some time now. And so this is just another avenue that she's doing. And by Mr. Brown being here, she's just happened to be here while we were doing the show, and it was just how divinely these things came
Absolutely.
together.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So that's what we do.
Right here at Spill the Beans, because that's what we're going to do.
Yep.
That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to spill the beans about Mr. Lovejoy. And that's American history.
So if there's any way that people can get in contact with you to help your movies and plays, can you give them a number or something?
Yes, I could be reached at 312-824-1974. Again, my name is Mary Joyce, Miracles Out of Mistake Ministry, 312-824-1974.
Give those numbers again, just in case they had to go find an ink pen or something.
312-824-1974. And also, I'm seeking volunteers to help me out.
So please give her a call. Come and help out the community and your people. And she's connected with Mr. Brown, and we're going to do some wonderful things with them also. Even Exodus is going to continue to work with both of them. And we want to thank you all for tuning in, and remember to come to Spill the Beans.
Yes.
Thank you, and God bless. Hi, we're here once again. We're at Spill the Beans restaurant, a little cafe over on Chicago's west side, Chicago Avenue in Lockwood, where we sit back every Wednesday from 12 to 2, and we give out the good news from the neighborhood and what's going on in our community. And this afternoon, we got a nice information for the seniors. We want to focus basically up on the seniors this afternoon. And we happen to have Mr. Ron Lawless with us, and he's going to give out some great information that we all need for our neighborhood and our community, especially for our seniors who may not know this information. So, Mr. Lawless, could you introduce yourself and tell exactly what it is that you have with this Medicare?
Okay, so my name's Ronald Lawless, and I've been here in the Austin community for 30 plus years, and I've been advocating for Austin Nights for all those years. And this time, I am now working on a program on consulting with seniors on how to best utilize and make sure they have the right Medicare. So we consult with seniors 65 and older. Even we also consult with individuals who may have a disability, which they may have Medicare. So the goal of this plan, this program that I'm doing, is to sit down with seniors. We spend about an hour to 90 minutes with a senior. We go over the plans that they have, and then we talk about what their needs are, and then we talk about whether or not the plan that they have is the best plan for them. Now, if it's not the best plan for them, what we then do is show them the other plans that may be available for them. Now, our goal is not to sell them anything. Our goal is to inform them so they know what is out there. Because if they don't know what's out there, they tend to find themselves getting into programs that don't necessarily benefit them. Now, let me give you one of the examples of what I'm talking about here. Now, these are plans on the back of this page. We have 3 plans which are from United Healthcare, Humana, and Aetna. Now, all these plans are what we call SNP plans. These are plans where people have Medicaid, and therefore they have a certain illness. One of the chronic illness that most people can get additional service under these plans are, for example, diabetes, or you may even have a heart issue, or you have cardiovascular, I can't even get the word out now. A cardio problem. I'm gonna go with that right now.
All right, sounds good.
Okay, because for whatever reason I can't get that V out. But the bottom line is this. Let's just give you a quick example. With United Healthcare, if you have, let's just say, diabetes, you can get an additional $148 towards your Medicare plan, which you can use for food, utility, as well as over-the-counter. That's a nice plus, because for a lot of people, that's some additional money that they can
So
use.
you're saying that's $148 that they get with that plan.
Right.
Is it for medication, food, and you said something else?
And utilities.
And
maybe
utilities.
rent, if they pay, if they may come $50 short on the rent or $20 short on their utility, they can use that. It's like a credit card.
Okay, so that's only if you have diabetes.
If you have diabetes, you have heart issues, or you have cardiovascular, I don't know.
I ain't gonna get you to buzz. I ain't gonna.
Yeah, cardiovascular, but you know what? For whatever reason, I cannot get the word out. Cardio issues.
Cardiovascular, I got all that.
Okay, got you. So, with that being said, those tend to be the reasons that most people,
And that's
and those all have to be verified by your doctor.
okay. So that's basically with United Healthcare. So with Humana, do they do?
Humana may be diabetes only.
Okay.
Or it may be diabetes as well as a heart condition, whether or not you have a pacemaker or whether or
And
not.
I noticed they don't have the 148. I think it
Right.
says $50.
They have
a month.
$50. So
Okay.
each plan has an additional, they have a certain amount. Everybody doesn't offer the same amount. It's a competitive market. So what,
And then Aetna, they don't even go to the 50. They only do $30.
now Aetna does $30. Now Aetna is different. You don't have to have a chronic illness with Aetna. You just only have to have Medicaid.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
So
right.
Medicaid. So
If-
there's a little difference.
Yes, based
what
on
you qualify for.
What you qualify for. So if you have Medicaid, even though you don't have any of those chronic illnesses, you have Medicaid, you can get those services. You can get the $30.
So you did a survey here because it said the Lawless Report.
Right.
You're a financial mentor. So you are a mentor just to help people with their Medicare, how you could assist them in getting the best that fit them and their family, or is it just for the individual?
Everybody. Medicare, we tend to find for seniors in our community, that's the big cost to them. One of the big costs is drugs. So we try to work with them on getting LIS, which is low income subsidy. And we also work with them in getting, if we can find that they have a certain prescription that's not covered, we try to go through the manufacturer, the pharmaceutical company, and see if they got a program that they can get their pharmaceutical for free. So we do a lot of service. We don't just, hey, here's what your plan, tell me what your issues are, and then we work to see if we can find other options or alternatives so you can afford it.
So there's some information on here. There's a 312-912-9571. Is
That's the number they can reach us.
to your office?
Yes.
And you all need to contact and make sure. Was there a deadline to get in contact?
Well, if you have a Medicare Advantage plan and you're looking to look at these plans, you don't have them, you have until March 31st to change the plan. Now, after March 31st, you would have to have a special reason to change your Medicare plan. For example, you live in Atlanta, you move to Chicago. You can change your plan because you're no longer in that area, and they probably don't provide the plan in Atlanta that you have here in the Chicago area. But if you don't change the plan before March 31st, you have until October to December when open enrollment starts again. And then at that time, you can change your plan, and it'll start in the beginning of the following year.
So they need to get this booklet from you, from your organization?
Yeah,
or?
they can call the 312, the 912, and 9571 number, and then we'll have someone talk to them. We'll find out what their concerns are, what their issues are, and then in some cases we may just say to them, look, you have a good plan, you don't qualify for these plans, stay where you are. There's no need for you to change.
Would it take long for them to make this phone call, or do they have to be on the phone long? Or?
Well, usually, depending on them, it could be a 30-minute to an hour talk. A lot of times, if it's an hour, it's because they have a lot of prescription drugs that they take, and we're trying to determine whether or not they fall under certain plans which are best for them.
So they need to have a list of their medications and all of those things?
They need to have a list of their medication. They should have the list of their doctors. They should have a list of their specialists. And they should also have their Medicare card number, the Medicare red, white, and blue number, not the Medicare card you get from the insurance carrier. The Medicare ID number is the number that will tell us exactly what you have and what you are eligible for.
Well, we want to thank you for coming out here, giving out this information. And like I said, is there another way of contacting you through email or something?
Yeah, you can contact us at lawless@thelawlessreport.com, LAWLESS @thelawlessreport.com. And then there's also info@thelawlessreport.com. Those are two other ways of contacting us outside of the phone. And you can always go to our webpage, which is thelawlessreport.com, and you can go to the contact page and you can contact us that way as well.
We want to thank you for coming out and looking out for our seniors with this Medicare insurance. And it covers, you cover Medicaid also with this too.
We don't do the Medicaid. Medicaid is a state program which you have to apply with the state, but you have to meet a certain income. And if you don't meet that income, then you may not get Medicaid. But that's okay. We can find the low income. We can do the LIS, the low income subsidy plan, to see whether or not you are qualified for extra help. There may be some extra help that you may be eligible for too. So don't just think because you don't qualify for Medicaid that there's no extra help for you. That's why we ask you to give us calls instead of calling the insurance company, because they have one objective, and that objective is just to
sign you up.
To sign you up. They don't care about all the other stuff. They sign you up. You're part of their family. We want to do more than just sign you up. We want you to understand what you're getting, but also understand there are other options.
There's other options out there, and they do have competition out there.
Yep, it's very competitive.
So you've heard the numbers and you've heard what he said. So Mr. Lawless, he has what is called the Lawless Report, your financial mentor. And we want to thank you for coming out today. And
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Hey, good afternoon. We're over here at Spill the Bean Restaurant on Chicago Avenue in Lockwood. And we have a bunch of wonderful guests coming to you this afternoon. I got my little brother over here, Joseph, who came over here from By the Hand. They're on the north side By the Hand, and then there's the south side By the Hand. But both of them are up on Laramie Street. But we got Joseph here with us this afternoon, and he's going to discuss some of the wonderful things that's going on at By the Hand and what he does for the neighborhood and the community.
Yeah.
So, Brother Joseph, go ahead on. Look in that camera and tell them who you are, what you do over there with By the Hand.
Awesome. So my name is Joseph Lara. I'm a volunteer and group engagement manager for By the Hand. Basically what that is, I help groups and let's say community groups or churches or individuals that want to volunteer with By the Hand, facilitate those processes. And what is By the Hand? By the Hand is an after-school program that helps our under-resourced neighborhoods, our kids to be able to read and write more. We are a faith-based organization, so we have 6 different sites throughout Chicago. We have some in Austin, we have some in Inglewood and our Outfield communities, and in Cabrini Green as well. So we like to break it down in 3 categories: mind, body, and soul. So the mind aspect is we help our students with tutoring. We help our students learning how to read and write in their literature, being able to read and write in their grade level. So that's our sort of our mind aspect. We also help with homework. And then our body category is that we make sure our students get home safely from our sites and from school, so they get bused from their schools to our after-school program sites and then bused back home. We are Monday through Thursday and in each and every one of those days, they get a hot meal every day. So we make sure that they're eating healthy. We also do eye and dental checkups every year just to make sure that they're being healthy. And then our soul category is that we are a faith-based organization. So that means we have Bible studies with our students. We have social workers on staff that they do social emotional work with our students. So just being able to understand their emotions, understand other people's emotions, and how to communicate those emotions.
So if somebody wanted to get in contact and get involved, say if I had a church that wanted to get involved, how could they get in contact with you? Do they have to come on site, or can they contact you through an email, phones, or whatever?
Definitely.
Can you give them that information?
Definitely, yeah. So to contact is bythehand.org, and then volunteer in the site. There's a button that you can press on to volunteer. You can also email me directly, which is Joseph Lara, JOSEPH.LARA @bythehand.org. And yeah, they are welcome to come to our sites that we have all throughout Chicago and just ask for more information that way.
Okay. So do you all also, I think they have a little sports recreation that they do with the youth. Do they do art, music, and different things like that also with you?
So we have a program called Next. So Next is our high school students from 9th grade to 12th grade.
Okay.
And what they do is we have enrichments. So enrichments are sort of extracurricular activities we do with our students just to expose them to new things. So so some of our students take multimedia classes, dance classes, photography classes. So we try to expose them to different things and that they might not have tried. So yeah, we're always welcoming and searching new activities for our students to be part of or to learn something new.
Do they get community service for that activity that they do with you? Like, I think they still need 40 community
for high
service
school students.
So you give them that?
Yeah, so some of our students do community service through different things outside of the program, but yeah, they are eligible to make community service hours.
And say during the summer when school's out and everything's gone, what do you have for the summer programs? I know you say Monday through Thursday, but when they're out in the summer, it's kind of rough out there.
That's true. We actually have a summer program.
Great.
So that goes from, let's say, from 12 to 4, something like that, and they also get bused from a specific place to the site and then bused back home.
Are they also fed lunch or anything
Of
at
course.
that time?
Yeah, so every day they are with us at By the Hand, they get a hot meal, no matter what. We make sure that they are being fed, we make sure that they're being safe, we make sure that they're being active. So yeah, so we try to be
So
holistic.
some of these high school students, you might be able to get stipends for them to work with some of these young people that's out there and everything?
So yeah, that's a great question. So our students actually get a scholarship, $3,500 scholarship to go to college.
Oh, okay.
And this is a year for the year. So yeah, so we also have on staff college and career readiness and college and career support staff members that they follow up with our students, not just when they finish By the Hand in their 12th grade, but they go beyond. They go do checkups with them in the college dorms, which we just don't let them go.
So you take them over to different universities and things also so that they can see how it is and how they're going to fit in?
Yeah, so actually in their spring break that just passed, some of our students went to Tennessee to go check out some HBCU colleges over there.
There we go.
Yeah, so it was a week-long trip, which was amazing. Our students get to see different colleges, different options, and it's very important for our students to be able to step into these.
See what it's going to be like and to get a feel of it before they get there, so that they could have break some of the fear down and different things.
Yeah, even just being in that atmosphere promotes an internal drive to go to college, because a lot of our students might think that they are not worthy to go to college or they're not fit for college, but these opportunities actually show them that, hey, they belong in these places, they are worthy, and they have value.
Okay. Now there are so many people that are hungry now. Don't you all have a program where you feed the community also, or do you pass it out to the churches?
Yeah. So we are partnered with different churches around the community.
And community organizations, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So actually, in our North Austin section by Laramie and North Avenue, we are also partnered with Grace and Peace Church. That they also have a pretty big food pantry that feed the community. So yeah. So we try to partner up with these different organizations. But in our Arca community, we actually are doing freight farms. So that means
they're growing the food and everything out there because they have the land to do that.
Exactly. So the thing is, in Alkeld, I'm not too sure if you guys are familiar, but it's a food desert out there.
Right.
So our students have come up with the idea of growing fresh vegetables in the community to be able to feed the community.
That's right.
Yeah. So
that sounds wonderful, man.
Yeah.
You know, because it's a whole lot of hunger, and then they're learning how to do this gardening and all of these things, and the food probably tastes a whole lot different than it is off up in the preservatives they've been placed off up in it.
Yeah, I can speak a little bit more on our Austin community.
Green thing?
Yeah, so we actually have our Austin Harvest, which is, I'm not too sure if you guys are familiar where there used to be an old liquor store next to the
On Laramie?
On Laramie and Lake.
Yeah, Laramie and Lake.
And it shut down, and we were able to buy that property, and we asked our students, what do we do with this? And we started our entrepreneurship program. Okay. So a lot of our students are learning how to run a business, how to be able to sustain this business. And so this is a big step forward for our students to be able to run their own businesses. You know, a lot of our students might not have that insight in home or in different places, but here they're learning and they're actually doing it.
And that is very important for them to see and to be a part of it in the neighborhood, right here in the community, right here in the Austin area. You got 2 by the hand clubs on Laramie.
Yes.
What's the addresses of the one on the north?
So 415 and 416 North Laramie. One is a charter school, which is our Moving Everest site, and then our Austin site is right across the street, which are the one that helps the community and schools that go, students that go to different schools. Yeah.
Joseph, you have been a blessing to the neighborhood and community, and I want to thank you for coming out today. Give them a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, we're back over here by the Spill the Beans. We're going to have a second portion of this program today. It's so wonderful that we're here, and it's snowing in Chicago, but it's warm and beautiful off up in Spill the Beans. Come on down and grab a drink with us. Not that kind of drink. We're talking about some smoothies, ladies and gentlemen. Don't come down here with no old granddad 100 proof in that, because there's a few guys in here that might want to drink with you. But especially today, we happen to have a very distinguished gentleman that we go back over 50 years.
50 years.
And you know, and I ain't gonna, maybe more than 50. Might have been 55, 57 years. Because, I didn't get in.
He dating us now, boy.
Getting in the dangerous area.
He dating us now.
But some of the good things and some of the good work that this gentleman has been doing. You know, I've seen him from back in 1999 when Exodus got started. This gentleman was there when Exodus got started, and he helped us by sending youth that he got from the 15th District Police Department that had to come and see him for community services.
Oh, wow.
And those youth, for getting their good time, they would come and join us over at Exodus and get some of their hours eliminated and helped out. And so we work some things together over at Prince of Peace Church up under the blessings of Reverend Upshire. And that was in 1999 when Exodus got started and everything. And so we are glad to have Reverend Allen here with us today. And not only do he work with the children, he's also working with some of the gentlemen in the military. And he does a wonderful thing over at the senior citizen facility. There may be a couple of places that he's working and preaching and doing and serving the neighborhood and the community. But I think it's important that those guys, those service guys that are in these senior buildings, some of them can't get out. And they need somebody to come in and to sit down and go over the Bible and to sit back and do some Sunday school things with them. And not necessarily preach the word in them, but help them out with all that they possibly can. You know, so Reverend Allen, we thank you and we salute you for what you've done, how you've survived over the years helping the youth and our seniors. Tell where you're from and how you got started and how the Lord has blessed you to even do this so long.
Amen. Well, first of all, let me introduce myself. I'm Elder Michael Allen, and I'm out of a ministry called Manifested Love Ministry. And that ministry, you know, has a lot of different facets that we go into. But before I go into that, I want to commend Edward James and Steve Robinson. He's not here either. But these two young men, they are really active in our community. And they really need to be celebrated beyond measure because they have been given their lives back. Somebody talk to me. Let me preach it just a little bit to you.
Amen.
They have been giving their lives back into this community year after year after year. And a lot of times they go unrecognized. So anyway, our program out of Manifested Love Ministry, we got kind of three areas that we work in. One, we have one area we call WOW, and it's managed by a young lady named Christy Dobson. And what she does with WOW is called Work of World program, Work of World. Anyway, she's taking these young people, 11, 12, 13, 14 years old, taking them into corporate America to expose them to a different way of thinking, to a different ideology of how you think.
Yeah.
So that's one area that we work in. The other area that we work in is we also do some work in Africa. There's a country in Africa called Rwanda. And Rwanda was a country that had a very bad genocidal revolution where they was killing each other. And we're helping a pastor and a minister in a church over in Rwanda by sending them funds, giving them what things to do and things of that nature. And then we also have the area that I work in is I work with senior citizens. I go into nursing homes. I go into places where the senior citizen cannot get out anymore to go to church.
Yeah.
And sometimes, you know, people won't come and pick them up, or their family won't come and pick them up. They can't get out. Physically, they can't get out. So what we do is we take the gospel of Jesus Christ to them. Because that's really what I'm all about. I'm about the gospel of Jesus Christ spreading into the community. But I'm also about community development. I'm also about communities thriving. I'm also about young people understanding what it's going to take to make it in this society. That's something that we as the elders and the ones that are coming up, we need to be giving to these young people, saying this is what you need to do. You need to get a good education. You need to understand your history. You need to understand what's going on in Congress. You need to vote so you can affect what's going on in your lives today. But the thing that I'm really passionate about is we also have what we call a street ministry program where we go out into the communities. And a lot of times we'll be on Laramie and Madison. We'll be out there. You'll see us out there. We'll be out there, and what we like to do is we like to stop people and talk to them, engage them in a conversation about who is the Lord Jesus Christ and why did he come? Why did he die? Why did he raise from the grave? We like to talk to people about that and begin to try to get them to understand that even though we have to think about this life, we got to make it in this life. We got to be able to make finances in this life. We got to be able to get education in this life. We got to be able to organize. And that's what you see that a lot of these young brothers doing nowadays. But we also have to understand that there's another life after this life that we have to understand and understand what is it that we must do to enter into this other life. We call it eternal life. Because at the very heart of my soul, I'm a preacher. My job is to preach the gospel of Jesus Christ with all my heart. But we also have to impact the community as well. So those are the things that Manifested Love Ministry is about. We're out in the township of Maywood. We've been a ministry for about 10 years or so out there.
And you know, we happen to have you listed here. I was waiting for Steve to come here because you're a part of the peacekeepers over here in this area. Butch Kimball started those peacekeepers over here in this Austin area. I remember when he used to have us have the meetings and how he would go and close down different drug sites in different places, and we would sit there and have the police in the meeting with us. And before we could go and raid the place, they had already moved and shipped everything out. So the police officer was sitting back telling, hey man, move our stuff out of here. So Butch started getting smart. He'd tell them whatever day that we wasn't coming, and so that they wouldn't know when we were coming to get them and different things. And then change those different places into nice lots where they are growing different fruits and vegetables and have wonderful gardens in those areas now. They're not vacant lots any longer, but they're gardens over here. And we had over at Exodus, I'm proud to say, we were stepping up for peace. On August the 10th at Exodus, they had the World of Religions here in Chicago this year. And we had a beautiful affair there for peace. And Exodus is on Laramie. We might not be the prettiest organization like some of those places by the hand that's got $1 million, got $10 million to the north, $10 million to the south. Even by the Sankofa that got $10 million to the west. And then the new police station and boys club that got $60 million. We got none of that, but we got something that was so spiritual. We had every religion come by our facility right there at that old fire station at 816 North Laramie. We had one of the most wonderful, peaceful events where we passed out these torchbearer awards to those recipients that deserved them in our neighborhoods and our community.
Excellent, excellent.
And so those are some of the things that we are going to be doing again this year. And hopefully you can join us in some of these peace marches. They had a peace march yesterday where I think the peacekeepers and Westside Health Authority, they were all marching up on Madison Street. There were some people that got shot, and I think a young lady lost her life. And it was right there by the funeral home, you know. And so, and the peacekeepers, I think the veterans got a garden there called the Peace Garden.
The Peace Garden.
Yeah, and it's right, it's all those things are there. So there are some of us out here striving for this love and for this peace and doing this great work. And I want to commend you for the work that you're doing with those seniors and the vets. Even though you're doing it in the senior citizen building for the vets, you have women that also come out because they can't get around.
Oh, yes, that women too. Women are part of it too. But you know, he mentioned Butch Campbell.
Yeah.
Now that man was a giant among men.
Yes.
Anybody that knew him knew his heart was in this Austin community.
Oh yeah.
That's where his heart was. And you know what was really interesting to me about him? He lived way on the south side. He lived out 125 south. But this community was what was in his heart. And this is where he would be every day,
And that's
working
why-
with the peacekeepers.
And that's why they named that strip off of Division Street, Division and Central going west, Butch Campbell Drive
Campbell.
down there.
'Cause
And
he was a
also
giant.
we also gave his son, because he was supposed to got the Torchbearers Award that April before he passed. We had to give it to his son. We gave it to him over in the garden on Mayfield, Leola Span and Ed Bailey's garden on Mayfield and Chicago Avenue. We gave his son that Torchbearers Award for his father's wonderful works throughout the neighborhood and community.
I tell you.
But I am so glad that you came, and any way that people, in case they want to get in contact with you,
Yeah,
would you like to
if you
leave
want to
an
get in
email?
contact with me, email me directly at Mike Allen 560 sbcglobal.net. Or you can call me. My telephone number is 708-679-4645. Because if you have a heart, see, we have a heart for the seniors, and we have a heart for the youth. And there's and in between the youth and the seniors is all the middle-aged and young people. But my heart really goes out to the seniors because they are a forgotten group. And we need to minister unto them, just like we need to minister unto the young people and into the ones in between. So again, my email is mikeallen560@sbcglobal.net. You can contact me with that, or you can call me at 708-679-4645 if you're interested in getting into any of these ministries.
You know, we're going to be doing a march, a little peace march in Little Village. We're going to start at 3610 on 26th Street, going over to 24th Street to a church. This is going to be April the 27th at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. There's something that's happening with the youth, the children and the youth, that's very drastic in our neighborhoods and in our communities. These children were actually placed here for peace, love, and harmony and different things, and they're coming to something in this world that is so destructive and so bad. They're being targeted in all kind of ways, giving them all kind of fun and candy and different things, and showing them all kind of tricks and different things with these new technology and all of this stuff. And it's so bad that they're being killed and just a bunch of different things. So we're going to be praying with a group in Little Village for the youth and the children in the community on April 27th at 2 o'clock. We're going to start at 3610 West 26th Street and march over to the church on 24th Street. I can't remember the name of the church that we're going to finish up, and we're going to do some prayers and decrees out for these youth in our neighborhoods and our community. I'll have more information on how you can join us in this march and how we can all pray for all of the children. It's supposed to be for black and brown children, but we're going to pray for all children, because it's not just the black and brown that this is happening to. It's actually those indigos, crystals, and rainbows. They're here, and they're by design, and they're here divinely by God's blessing to help us in this world. So if there's anything else that you'd like to add along to?
No, I just want to commend this Exodus organization, which I did have a privilege to work with Edward. And you know what? It's a beautiful organization that really goes after the youth. And I really, really admire it, because everybody cannot work with the youth. It takes a lot of patience and a lot of love to work. So that whole organization, Exodus, which in the Bible talks about when Israel came out of slavery.
Yeah.
That's the whole book, talking about when they came out of slavery from Egypt.
Yeah.
So that's what that name kind of implies. He's trying to bring these young children out of a slave mentality.
Yeah.
That's what he's trying to do, by giving them a different perspective. That's what these different programs are trying to do. We're trying to get our children to think differently about who they are, because the society is telling them they're nothing and they're nobody. So I don't want to start preaching up in here, but
It's all
go
right.
ahead.
You can go
ahead,
and
bro.
preach. You can tell it like
Go
it
ahead,
is.
because I'll start preaching.
Go ahead on, because we're here and we need to hear it. Go ahead if the Spirit
No, I'm
moves you.
done. I'm done.
You sure?
I'm done. Another time.
All right,
Y'all call me back in. Another time.
All right, well,
Yeah.
you take that to the seniors so that they can pray for our youth and our children in this community, because you got some powerful brothers that be over in there.
Oh yeah.
In the senior
I know
citizen
some powerful
meeting, man,
brothers. Yeah, I know some.
To sit back and do some things. I done heard about a few of them. You know,
some powerful brothers.
you have different races in your meetings also.
Oh yeah,
don't you?
yeah. Well,
it's not just
at
black.
the nursing home is a mixture.
Yeah.
You know, at the nursing home that we go to. We go to a nursing home called Pearl out in Hillside. And this nursing home there it's all races there, all race. And the reason why we go there is because this is a captivated group. They cannot get out because they have had strokes.
That's right.
They're sick. They can't walk. They're in wheelchairs. You know, the age has caught up with them, and now they can't get out the way they used to. So what we do is we go into them.
That's right.
And we preach to them, and we sing to them, and we tell them that God still has a place for them.
I hear somebody in the background mention their building too.
Okay. At 53 Trip in Hillside, every Sunday morning at 10 o'clock, we have a Bible study for the senior citizens in that building. But anybody can come. We don't care if you're a senior or a youth. Anybody is welcome. We're doing a Bible study, and the reason why we're doing a Bible study and we're doing a preaching session in that, because it's like a church outside the church. Some people cannot connect with a regular established church where you got to wear a suit and tie, you got to act a certain way. In this particular setting, it's kind of like come as you are and be as you are.
Yeah.
And some people are more comfortable in that setting than in a regular church setting, because it takes all kinds. It takes all kinds of ministries to reach all kinds of people. It takes a ministry to reach the youth. It takes a ministry to reach the seniors. It takes a certain ministry to reach even the middle age. When I say middle age, I'm saying maybe 50, 45. I consider that middle age. You know, so it takes a different ministry to reach all kind of different age groups. So that's what we're about.
And you know, it's so wonderful because everybody can't go in there and do that.
Right.
You know, you had to take and accept what it was that God placed upon you. You know, you said, send me, I'll go. And you've gone into those places and you sat back and executed some things. I have seen the lives of some of them change. Mm-hmm. Because it's a blessing, those things that you have done, because it's really hard. And I commend you for your efforts on doing it. Matter of fact, when you gave me the key to open up the door for Exodus.
Oh, at Prince of Peace.
At Prince of Peace. And you were the one that passed that key to me.
Yes, so you can get in.
That's right. And so it's a blessing to be able to sit here with you some 20 years later.
Yeah, how many years it was? It's been about
25 years.
It's been a while. That was 2005.
No, it was
2003.
1999 when we started.
Oh, when you started, okay.
And so it's been a while for us doing this and working these wonderful things, but we stepped up and let the Lord use us in the ways that He had us planned for.
Oh yeah, because you know what? A lot of people don't realize. Paul said this in Romans, in chapter 1, 16th verse. He said, "I'm not ashamed of the gospel of Christ, for it is the power of God unto salvation. Power. See, there's power in the Spirit. That's why black people have survived for so long under all this oppression.
Yeah.
Because of the power of the Spirit.
Yeah.
Have you ever noticed that in all the stuff that has happened to black people, we don't hate.
That's right.
We don't go after
Look
revenge.
at Mandela.
Because we have been taught not to hate, not to go after revenge.
Yeah.
We've been taught in our spirit because of the power of God. Because when you really look at it, it's the mercy and the love and the forgiveness. When Jesus hung on that cross, he said, Father, forgive them. Because they don't even know what they're doing.
And you have the grace upon your shirt that we happen to be sad. We've survived over
Don't
these
get me
years.
started.
Please,
Don't
God,
get me
you
started.
can do what you here.
Don't get me
This is
started.
for the neighborhood. This is for the community, so that they can see us out
I'm
here.
good. I'm
so
good.
That those
Don't
things
get me
can be-
warmed up. Don't
so
get me
those things
started.
can get expressed.
Yeah.
So that they can see your works. Well, they might be want to come and see you.
Feed them up. But you know what? Somehow if you notice, those really successful organizations are spiritually connected.
Oh yeah.
Martin Luther King, he was spiritually connected. And his organization, that Southern Leadership Conference, they were some of the most successful people in the civil rights movement than Stokely Carmichael.
Right.
Because they went the way of peace instead of the way of violence. They accomplished more with their peace movement and their strategy and their intelligence than all the Black Panther Party. Years ago, we was part of the Black Panther Party.
But you see how Mandela,
Yeah.
even though he
Turned the
served
whole
all
country.
them years, he had to suffer and go through what he went through, but it was through his grace that those things came and manifested in certain people. We have Mandela Drive right down here, and we got a big mural that's on one of the buildings right off of
Mandela.
Mandela,
Excellent.
Ohio. And we do a thing for Mandela every year with State Rep. LaShawn Ford and the West Side Health Authority.
Okay.
I'm going to invite you the next time we're
Yeah, you
over
invite me.
there. You know?
Invite me, because me and my brother-in-law, we're going to pull him into this. We were talking about that you know, we're out in the western suburbs, but we're from the Austin community.
That's right.
And we need to come into this area.
You're from the West Side,
Community.
period. I handed him some papers earlier today that he left in my car about Major Adams Academy.
Major
where
Adams.
we all came up at.
Henry Horner
down
Project.
There,
Henry Horner Project. Some of y'all know about Henry Horner Projects.
You know,
That's where we all grew up.
That's a blessing that we came up from down there. That we sat back and we're still here for some reason. And we're gonna, matter of fact, we're gonna be doing that award ceremony of the Major Adams Academy. We're gonna be at Malcolm X this year. It'll be around October the 6th this year. And it's gonna be Verdine White. We're gonna recognize this year from Earth, Wind, and Fire as one of the members that came from Henry Horner
Sure
Project.
did.
And sat back, and Cedric used to sick dogs on him. He was running track for Crane.
Okay.
And the dog ran around there. Next thing we know, Wolf chased us up on the top of the baseball
Boy,
up there. Yeah, and that was at Union Park.
This is beautiful.
But it's so wonderful that we can sit back and we're still here.
Still
From
here.
the blessings of our ancestors and God.
We're still here.
We're still
by the grace
here.
of God.
So
we're still here.
if you want to do a song or you want to preach, or
No, I don't want to preach. I don't want to get into all that. But you know what? I'm just thankful that Edward James and others invited me. I'm thankful because anytime we can get the message out and connect these two ideas together, finances, politics, changing the way we think. Because see, the way the society has kept us down for so long is by how we think. We have a negative view of ourselves because they brainwash us to think that.
Yeah.
And you know, years ago when we was kids, And James Brown sang that song, "Say It Loud, I'm Black and I'm Proud."
Right.
We changed our minds.
That's right.
On how we think about ourselves, how we look at ourselves. And now in this society, in the greatest country in the world, the greatest opportunity in the world is in this country. But we have to understand how to reach it. We have to understand how to get at it. And what has made black people so strong and so powerful in this country is their spirituality. That's how we have survived, because of our spirituality, because our parents and our grandparents taught us not to hate, but to love. That's what they did.
And it's right now, we need more love than anything else right now with what's going on in this world today. We got to love one another because our brothers are just shooting and going wild. Our youth are killing one another. Everybody's carrying these guns and doing different things, and got our sisters and mothers and daughters crying, their tears and everything. And God's hearing their cries and their tears. You're going to have to change and come around and be a different person in this world. You're going to have to become obedient to God's word. And it doesn't matter what religion you happen to be up under.
That's right.
You don't even have to have a religion, but you're going to have to listen to what God has for you to say. Go inside and find out what that is and come and be about something in society. Thank
Amen.
you for coming out, Reverend Allen, and God bless.
My pleasure.
Hey, we're still here at Spill the Bean. And this afternoon, we're so excited. We happen to have the running for judge. We happen to have Deidre here with us this afternoon, who has been fighting for some of the things that's going on this west side, where she has helped exit us off up in some of the difficulties that we've had over at our building. And she was also helped over there at Amundsen Park, where she sat back and fought for the people in the neighborhood and the community over there to keep that park open just for the seniors and the children in the Austin area and the Galewood area. So Deidre, she's here and she's running for the judge of, I forget the district and all of those things, but she's here. She's going to tell you all those things and why you need to vote for her. And she's here right now, live with us while we got the opportunity.
Wonderful.
Deidre, explain.
Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. My name is Deidre Bauman. I am running for Judge, Circuit Court of Cook County, punch number 161, and I'm running in the 7th Judicial Subcircuit. And that subcircuit goes from Sacramento to Austin, jumps over Oak Park, and then from Harlem to Wolf, north on the north side, and Cermak on the south side. So it's a wide area. A little bit about myself. I have been practicing law 31 years. I started out at the Public Defender's Office doing felony trials as a 7-11, and soon thereafter opened my own firm, started doing civil rights work, employment discrimination, personal injury. So I've been doing this for 31 years.
Wow.
I went to law school to help people. I have done that for 31 years, and I want to continue doing that as a judge in the Circuit Court of Cook County.
Okay, so it seemed like you said a defender of the people and the communities and different things. We have seen some of your work over here and everything.
Thank you.
And we would like for you to keep that going so that you could go out here and keep helping. There may be something divine that you are here and sent here to do. And that's why you are on this show today, to sit back out here to get your word out, because people in the community may not know you or understand how it is that it's something divine that may be pushing you towards that.
I think it is my path. And I've been trying to be a judge for some time, and I want to do it because I'm here to serve, and I feel I'm here to serve.
Okay.
So I'm pushing forward, and with the support of you and everyone in the 7th Subcircuit, I'll prevail. And I'm
So
here to
you
serve.
are a servant
I am.
for the people.
I am.
That's all you had to say,
Yeah.
is I am. And that is wonderful. So once again, look in that camera and tell everybody what to punch.
Deidre Bauman, Judge, Circuit Court of Cook County, 7th Judicial Sub-Circuit, 161. It is on the bottom of your ballot, if it is on your ballot. So be patient, scroll from one screen to the next. Deidre Bauman, 161.
Thank you for coming out and spending your afternoon here with us at Spill the Bean. And that was a wrap. Give her a round of applause.